Hey everyone, Brian here from Native Instruments. In this tutorial, we'll show you how to find your instruments and effects from Complete Start in Pro Tools, and how to use the plugin Complete Control, which easily organizes all of your instruments, effects, and samples from Complete Start. I have a blank Pro Tools session open, and I want to add my first instrument. I'll select Track and select New. I'll set this track as stereo, change the type of track to an instrument track, and click Create. I'll click on the first empty slot for Insert A through E, Multi-Channel Plugin, and Instrument. As I mentioned previously, most of the instruments are run inside of Reaktor or Kontakt, so don't worry if you don't see everything that you installed in this list. I want to load Analog Dreams from the Play Series selection, which is a Kontakt-based instrument, so I'll select Kontakt. You'll see in Kontakt's browser on the left the three Kontakt libraries I installed with Complete Start: Kinetic Treats, Kontakt Factory Selection, and the Play Series selection. I'll select Instruments below Play Series selection and double-click the .nki file for Analog Dreams, which loads up the instrument. I'll click the Record button below Instrument 1, and when I play the keys on my MIDI keyboard, we can now hear the instrument. If I want to change the preset, I can click the triangle, hover my mouse over a different sound category, and click on a preset on the right. Let's load up a Reaktor instrument so I can go ahead and close out of Kontakt's window. I'll go back to the top and select Track and select New. I'll set this new track as stereo, change the type of track to an instrument track, and click Create. I'll click on the first empty slot for Insert A through E, Multi-Channel Plugin, and Instrument, and this time I'll select Reaktor. I just want to play an instrument rather than build my own, so I'll select Play. All of your installed Reaktor instruments will be under the Player tab on the left. I want to load Laserbase, which is from the Factory selection, so I'll click on Reaktor Factory Selection and double-click laserbase.ens, which loads up Laserbase. Clicking the area at the top brings up my presets list, and I can select a different preset. I want to add an effect to Laserbase, and I want to use Guitar Rig 6 for that. I'll click below Reaktor in the Inserts area, Multi-Channel Plugin, Effect, and select Guitar Rig 6. Double-clicking on one of the presets in Guitar Rig 6's browser loads up an effects rack, and now we can hear Laserbase with an effect from Guitar Rig when I play my MIDI keyboard. Now that you've discovered how to find and use the instruments we just installed, let's take a look at another program we installed earlier, Complete Control. Complete Control is an easy-to-use tool that organizes all of your instruments, effects, presets, loops, and samples. Using Complete Control with a Native Instruments keyboard also smartly maps everything to your hardware so you can find, play, and tweak all of your sounds in one place. Whenever I want to use a new instrument, I always load up Complete Control first. I'll select Track and select New. I'll set this new track as stereo, change the type of track to an instrument track, and click Create. I'll click on the first empty slot for Insert A through E, Multi-Channel Plugin, Instrument, and select Complete Control. If this is your first time opening Complete Control, click the Scan Library button and Complete Control will build its instrument database. The bottom left area of Complete Control is your presets list. Every preset in this list has an audio preview, which lets you hear the sound without actually having to load the instrument. Just click on the preset name once and you'll hear the audio preview. To load a preset, just double-click on the preset name. Complete Control also has an advanced filtering system, so rather than going through the entire presets list, I can simply search for a type of sound that I'm looking for. It will refine my presets list to only show me presets that match those characteristics. I can filter for bass presets, that are synth, and now my presets list in the browser is showing me presets that match those tags. The first preset I load could be from Reaktor, and the next preset down could be something from Kontakt. This lets you find a particular sound quickly. This filtering also works on individual instruments. If I click where it says All Instruments, I can see all of my installed instruments. Let's click on Reaktor. Now Complete Control is looking for synth-based presets just inside of Reaktor. I can change my filtering to Synth Lead, and now my presets list is only showing me synth lead sounds in Reaktor. Included in Complete Start is the Expansion Selection, which is a collection of almost 1,500 loops and samples. In Complete Control, you can easily access them by using the Loops icon or the One Shots icon. I'll click on the Loops icon, click on All Loops, and select Expansion Selection. I can now filter for drum loops. When I click on the loop name, you hear the audio preview of the loop, which actually plays in sync with your project's BPM. From here, I can drag this loop directly into Pro Tools. Another option is to double-click on the loop name and load it into Complete Control's audio engine. The same goes for one-shots. If I click on the one-shot icon in Complete Control, I can filter for sounds like kick or snare. I can then drag these one-shots directly into Pro Tools. Now what are you waiting for? Start making some music with Complete Start.